Marcus got a raise. A real one. $42,000 a year to $61,000 a year in a single conversation with his manager. He called his mom from the parking lot. She cried a little. He cried a little. He went home and ordered the good sushi, not the lunch special, the actual dinner menu. Last month, Marcus sat across from a financial planner for the first time in his life. He brought his statements. So roughly nothing went to savings? In 4 years, Marcus had earned an extra $76,000 above what he made before the raise. His net worth on the day of that meeting was almost identical to what it had been the day of the parking lot phone call. He just lived like someone who made $61,000 a year instead of someone who used to make $42,000 and knew how to survive on it. Salary and wealth are not the same variable. They're not even strongly correlated past a certain point. There are households in the top 20% of earners carrying nearly zero net worth. The median net worth of American families where the primary earner makes between $75,000 and $100,000 is around $250,000. 8 to 10 cents kept for every dollar earned. Here's what people believe: if you get a raise that pushes you into a higher tax bracket, all your income gets taxed at the higher rate and you actually take home less. This is wrong. It is completely, demonstrably wrong. Picture it as a series of buckets stacked on top of each other. Your first dollars fill the bottom bucket. You cannot take home less by earning more. The math doesn't allow it. There's a threshold, above which up to 85% of Social Security benefits become taxable income in retirement. Once your income clears $200,000, a 3.8% surtax kicks in on investment income. Lifestyle inflation. The name makes it sound like a budgeting problem. It isn't. It's a social physics problem. When your income goes up, your reference group shifts. He moved apartments because the new one was $300 more a month and seemed worth it. Each individual decision was defensible. Every single one. And together they consumed $76,000. If Marcus had kept his spending at the old level and routed the extra $19,000 a year, by year 4 he'd have $85,000 in actual wealth. By year 20, over $600,000. From one raise. One decision to not upgrade. There's a window. A specific, documented, brutal window. The biggest spending jumps happen in the first 3 to 6 months. If you don't consciously decide what to do with the extra money before it arrives, the system will decide for you. Increase your 401k contribution the week the raise is confirmed, before the first paycheck at the new rate hits. What you never feel, you never miss. Call it the cost of visibility. When your income rises, the way other people price you changes. The contractor gives you a quote and the number is different than the one he'd give someone in a different neighborhood. There's a documented phenomenon called price discrimination by inference. The person in the higher income zip code tends to get quoted more, not because they're riskier, because the algorithm inferred they can pay more. The quietly wealthy tend to be deliberately invisible in consumer markets. They drive cars that don't announce them. Call it the fixed cost trap. Variable costs are things you can cut. Fixed costs are things you've already committed to. Marcus at $42,000 had a floor. By year 2 of the raise, his floor had climbed to $55,000. If Marcus loses his job, his floor doesn't drop. The very raise that felt like security has quietly made him more fragile. They don't ask, "Can I afford this?" They ask, "Do I want this drawing from my account every month, no matter what, for the next several years?" Not all income is treated equally by the tax code. The income that builds wealth is taxed far more favorably. 2 people both end up with $100,000. One earned it as salary. One grew it as investment. Same $100,000, different tax bill. The actual game isn't earn more. It's convert more, faster. Call her Diane. She logged into her benefits portal and moved her 401k contribution from 8% to 15%. She made one deliberate decision: she was going to let herself have one upgrade. Just one. 4 years later, Diane has somewhere between $80,000 and $90,000 in invested assets. Marcus and Diane earned the same salary. The difference isn't income. It's a single decision made in a specific window. the window closes fast. In Marcus's case, it closed in about 60 days. The system isn't rigged against high earners. It's calibrated to extract from high earners in ways that feel completely natural. The people who convert high income into real wealth are not the highest earners. They're the ones who saw the machinery clearly. Marcus is sitting across from a planner now. He's not done. The conversation he had is the same one Diane had with herself on a Tuesday night. The difference is timing. That's the whole game.